Hello there from Tokyo. Today's Q&A is about the film Grief Encounter that I was in by Ellen Pearson and Kitty Drake. And I'm doing this now because we're going to have a premiere party and we're going to give away some tickets because it's invite only and it's a very limited heritage building in London. And so if you're not in London, I'm going to give you something else. But that little giveaway is connection. It should be coming out in the next few days. So look out for that. Subscribe to my notifications and go in the winning. But yes, I will be answering some questions about the film today and talking about my experience. It's my first film, and it was quite an incredible one because I got to collaborate on the script with the writers for over the pandemic, essentially. They first interviewed me to do a different script about latex, and then over time it kind of evolved into this story about this very fictitious, right? character who goes from funeral to funeral, hunting people in grief and luring them back to her lair and taking advantage of them. So to me, it's about how kink can dive into the darker emotions and make something enjoyable out of them. But let's get to your questions. If you have a question about Grief Encounter, the film, please do it in the little question box down below. Otherwise, I probably won't see it. So, what is it about? I kind of already went over the premise. Is there anything else that I sort of missed in that? I think that's probably giving away enough, but it is an erotic, documentary-esque film. It's kind of a hybrid of my experience and the experience of some of the people that the writers know. And yeah, it's a look into my psyche in a very beautiful way. So I would definitely have a look if you can. And thank you very much for the kind compliment. You're wonderful. By the way, where can I watch it? So right now it's been accepted to an international film festival in the Netherlands, the Rotterdam one, and you can watch it there over 2 dates, as well as online at X Confessions, Erica Lust's platform. And it'll probably pop up at more and more film festivals as the year comes on. That's kind of what comes to mind right now. And of course, the premiere that you can win the ticket to when you participate. Turn on your notifications for my profile because it's not up yet. It will be in the next few days. Will there be a premiere screening we can attend to support you? Yes. As mentioned many times already, make sure that you keep up with my profile. Can I see a trailer? YouTube doesn't cooperate with me when I search for it. It's a little bit too spicy for YouTube. Maybe I'll put up a mild version up there. But you can see a mild version on my Instagram. I think it's one of my pinned posts. And there's another one that I may or may not link to. Keep your notifications on for my profile. And would you be interested in getting more involved with film production, like script writing, directing, etc.? That thought has not come to my mind. The team was massive. It was maybe like 30 people for like a 2-day shoot, and we cranked out 25 minutes from that. So that was, I guess, such an impressively swift production, but everyone were such pros, and it meant that the experience for me was so seamless. It was so much easier than my normal job because in my normal job I have to come in, I have to set everything up like in my mind also and control a whole situation, how somebody's going to feel about me, how the room is lit, how everything like is warm or cool. I have to control everything. But in this situation, I turned up at my call time, somebody did my face and my hair, the clothes were picked for me, they said when to get onto camera, I got onto camera, they said action, I turned on my character, and then it cut, go take a nap, do it again. So it was such a wonderful experience. But I think that all of these contributors, the camera person, the director, it takes such an involved dedication. So I'm not sure if I would be up for all of those different facets. The acting was quite amusing. I mean, it was obviously easier because it was my emotion. It was a caricature of how I feel anyway. But I wouldn't mind like maybe doing like a little fun course, but making anything of it, I don't know whether I have the gall for that. It seems like a very tough career choice, but for fun, for like a little hobby, could be cute. To dive into in my emotions and channel them in even a greater range than I currently get to do with what I do. Yes. Was there anything that I learned from this film? That I can act. I definitely not like able to do many characters, but I can do my character very well. And I can turn around whenever I want to. That was very surprising for me. Um, yeah, that it was just so easeful. But obviously, I trusted the team, and it felt like a very professional and welcoming environment for her, for my character, for that aspect of me. And so that was quite an interesting experience to just see what is usually just between me and one other person like emerge for this, like a flat surface, right? It's a camera. It's not like I'm talking to anybody a lot of the time. And so it was, yeah, it was very interesting to see a part of yourself that was quite able, like had ability, but that you didn't realize was there. mm. Yeah, okay, this is cute. Fizz MCC, if you put it in the question thing, it would be easier for me, but since I just saw it, I will try. How did you find being directed, given you're usually the director? At any point, did you just want to smack the director and take control back? I think if it was a man, maybe. But it was somebody who had become a friend, Ellen Pearson, and also the, what do you call them when they're holding the camera? I'm such a green person at this. But it was Ben Rivers, who's this incredible award-winning director in his own right, and so they were really lovely and thoughtful, and you could see that they were very invested and very well communicated people. And so I respond well to that. I don't mind at all listening to opinion or direction if it comes from a place that I respect. I even don't mind hearing opinion from the people who follow me. But if I feel like it's unwarranted, then that's usually when I have an issue. Did I ever feel like taking control back? No, some funny things happened where they asked me to do things that I personally would never do, but because it was, that's the scenario, I just kind of noted, well, that's kind of disgusting, and then I just did it anyway. Because I guess you gotta trust the process and know that it's not like an attack on yourself, it's about the development of a piece of art. To somebody else's vision. So you're a tool. I was a tool. And it felt wonderful. So let's see. Did you wear a lot of your own clothing? You're gorgeous. Thank you very much. See you 7. I didn't wear any of my own clothing during the shoot, but I do love my wardrobe. I'll be wearing... so obviously I travel so much, but I have most of my wardrobe in London in a very beautiful storage unit. And I cannot wait to be reunited with her. And I already have a couple of outfits in mind for the premiere. I say a couple because it's over 2 nights in February. And it'll be leather and a lot of like maybe an Alexander McQueen direction for the other night. Yes. So we're talking about the film that I was in called Grief Encounter now. So other questions will be ignored. What were some of your favorite moments from the film? So doing it or let's see, doing it or how do you say the end result in itself. I'm just scrolling at the moment to see if there's any other questions in the scrolling thing. I would rather that you put the questions down below so that I don't have to do this scrolling thing and distract myself and bore all of you. But so what were some of my favorite moments from the film? The process, I loved that I could take naps. And still create something beautiful. Yeah. But really, the team were incredible to watch. Yeah, I don't know if I would ever be that lucky again. So maybe I should just leave it at that. And then of the result, I thought it would be quite difficult to watch, but I kept it this big on my computer, so I was able to watch it and see it as artwork, and it was beautiful. I don't know how I will feel when it is in front of the 90 people that we're going to have at the party on a huge wall in this beautiful church. Yeah, I'll let you know after that how I feel about it then, if it's still a favorite or whether I'm like shocked. A part of me feels like maybe I'll stand outside during the screening, but I think I loved the moments when I had lured these characters, these people back, and they were dancing for me. That's a really beautiful scene, even though I'm not a part of it. And also, there's some moments at the funeral that are also gorgeous. Actually, the whole thing is really beautifully shot, so it's really hard for me to pick. Emotionally, for me, probably the most emotional scene is actually the first one that you see, which is when I'm walking towards a funeral, because it was the first time that I was told to turn on for a crack camera, and so that for me is quite special. Yeah, so it's not something that maybe you would be able to see, but to me it was quite a special moment. So does this movie include domination? Yes, it's pretty much entirely about domination. Let's see. How was your dynamic with the actor that was grieving? Did you both feel comfortable with each other? So there were many characters that were grieving. I had deeper interaction with two. So one was a woman at the funeral, and I'm comforting her. And she was a pro. She's actually been in one of the first few erotic art films that's housed at the British Film Institute. And she was a friend of the writer. And so she was, yeah, she's expressed that she was nervous, but as soon as the camera was on, it was like I definitely did not feel like the professional. So how was I comfortable? I'm generally the kind of person who's comfortable, and she was too, and so that went quite sweetly. And then Chris Cobalt was the actor in the main erotic segment, and he is a very familiar to the scene actor, and so was he comfortable? You'll need to ask him. I feel like I maybe was a little intimidating in some ways. Maybe I read that wrong, but he's a total sweetheart and was very accommodating. So yeah, I would watch it and see. I guess he looks a bit uncomfortable, but that's kind of the point, right? Some of you are asking how to serve me. There are other ways of finding out. So we're not going to talk about that here right now. It's okay. So, any other questions about the actual film? Where can you watch it? I've mentioned that earlier in the thing, but essentially you can watch it at the film festivals that it's now been accepted to, at my premiere, that you can win a ticket to if you follow my stories and posts through the notifications. It'll be coming out, and through the X Confessions Erica Lust channel or platform. So, Somebody is talking about dating. All right, so I think that is all the questions about the film. So I don't want to parrot too much, but make sure that you look out for the little giveaway that I will have so that you can join me at the premiere, or a special little virtual gift uh, that if you're not living in London, you will also get. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see a few of you at the premiere.